heard the candidates, the Democrats out there. It's kind of funny though, but as they've been talking, and as they've been campaigning, and as we've been talking about the things that make the difference in people's lives, I kind of was listening for something that I didn't hear. Because I'm not hearing any Democrats out there walking and talking and running on health care, am I? No. And I'm not hearing anybody out there from that Democrat Party talking and walking and saying all that they've done with that stimulus bill. And as a former prosecutor, I'm not seeing any of them stand up so strongly, so proudly, and talk about what a wonderful job they've done getting justice for America with Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, who they went to try in Manhattan. Haven't heard any about that. Haven't heard them talking about what they're going to do. A tremendous job. If they can get cap and trade, all they have to do is get that put in place, right? Well, it's kind of funny. I was in, just yesterday, Joe Biden came to town. Joe Biden came to town, held up all the traffic and waiting for a little thing. So they were talking about how pleased they were to be waiting in traffic while Joe drove through Wayne. Kind of thought it was funny. Joe was in there in Wayne. He was talking about how he was fighting for the middle class. Well, I'm happy to hear that he was down there talking about fighting for the middle class. I was sitting with my opponent, Bryan Lentz, talking about together how they were going to fight for the middle class. Well, I wasn't in Wayne at that point in time. I was down in a place called Marcus Hook. Marcus Hook is down along the river at the bottom of my territory. Marcus Hook is where we have a bunch of refineries. In fact, there's two of them. I was at Conoco. There's another one up the road just over the Sunoco. There's about 800 jobs in each of them, about 1,600 jobs right there, right on the bottom of Marcus Hook. And those are the people that actually work there. But if you take the others, maybe 2,000 or 3,000 right in that little community that are all part of that, I'd say easy 3,500 jobs right down there at the bottom. Now, as I walked out and I sat down there, I wasn't in Wayne up there talking with the folks, but as I sat and talked with folks with hard hats on, steam fitters, and guys that were making those things that were fixing the materials down there, they started talking about what cap and trade was going to do, and how the added costs that were going to come on, and how they were going to put those guys out of business. Now, it was really funny. They're up there in Wayne, and they're talking about sending jobs overseas, but they weren't down in Conoco, they weren't down in Marcus Hook, where their policies were actually sending jobs overseas. This is a 1,600 Ladies and gentlemen, they're building refineries over in India. They're building them, and they're shipping that oil right up to Delaware. And they're refining it across. 5 cents a gallon is all it talks to get it across. Well, they can put those policies in, and that's the kind of things that Bryan Lentz was sitting. He had his hand up with Nancy Pelosi and Barack Obama a year ago at the White House, talking about all that they were going to accomplish with that cap and trade. But he wasn't down there with me yesterday in Marcus Hook, looking those voters in the eye, looking those guys in the eye with the hard hats on, and talking about sending jobs overseas. No, he wasn't.